welcome back. So when I'm starting this video, it should be about a month in advance. I've been doing lots of research, doing lots of thinking, and kind of just assessing where I'm at lately in my relationship with food and my relationship with my diet and all of that jazz. And I thought that I would try intermittent fasting. I've never really been one to jump on the diet bandwagon, and if I'm honest, I'm really working on my relationship with food right now and kind of just getting at a place where I'm listening to my body strictly. So I don't want to count calories, I don't want to count macros. I've never been about the dieting, but I really kind of wanted to give my digestion a chance to really heal. When I got a facial recently, I know that she mentioned a lot of the congestion that I have going on my skin has to do with digestion. So because IF really gives you that like break as far as like dealing with your digestion, I thought that it would be a good idea to try. So I'm hoping that if nothing else, it'll really just, with having a more isolated window, will kind of give me a better idea of what's going on with my body and just helping me to listen a little bit better. So I thought I would kind of, specifically I want to track it for the first couple of days, because everything that I've seen, everything that I've read, everything that I've heard about, I feel like the first day everybody's like, yeah, IF, like we're doing this. Day 2 people feel like crap, and day 3 is when people start feeling really amazing. Everything I've read, a lot of people have only really done it for a week. So I want to do it for a month and see just how I feel overall, how I feel like my body reacts to it. Based on my normal like eating patterns and hunger patterns, I think this will be a good thing. I don't think that this is something that is going to be really extreme on my body. I think I'm going to kind of tolerate it pretty well. I am anticipating maybe having to start slow and kind of shift myself into the window that I really want to land in as far as my eating habits. But I'm honestly, you guys know, I'm not a big breakfast person. That's not really my jam. So I'm perfectly fine with not having to worry about that and kind of skipping over to the next meal of the day. So I won't say that I mean, obviously there's going to be some pounds that I would love to shed in the process, but for me that's not necessarily the goal right now. I don't want to focus on that. If that happens, I will definitely let you know. I'm not getting on the scale, so that's not a thing. But I am gonna kind of try to focus on, you know, how my body feels. I'm really trying to just listen to what sounds like my body wants to eat. I'm really trying to work it more towards that intuitive eating life. So I'm hoping that this like combination of the two is going to be the thing that works for my body. So it's 10:40 right now. Ideally, I would like to set my like window to be maybe 1 to 9. I feel like that's a pretty good like common window. I don't know how well that will work for me in my life, but 1 to 9 is the goal. It's 10:40 right now and I'm already starting to get hungry, but I'm also really thirsty. So I've had my coffee this morning. The difference being that I didn't put any collagen in it, and I definitely think I could do with some more water. So I'm gonna have really just focus on hydrating, which I think is gonna be great. So I have a feeling this video might be kind of long just because of the content that I'm talking about, but I'll link any of the videos that I have watched and found super helpful down below. I've started following, I believe her name's Abby Pollock, and she's been, I love that she's so about the science. There are a couple of YouTubers that I've really kind of watched videos, picked and choose which videos I watched in the last week, and I've really enjoyed their like science-based approach and just giving information. So if you want to know more, if that's something that interests you, I will let you know what videos I found super helpful in the description box below. But for now, I'm gonna kind of play it by ear and we're gonna kick off day 1. So for me, it's really a goal of working on my relationship with food and just to kind of give myself the opportunity to not think so much about it, but like think, you know, kind of listen to my body. So those are my goals for the next month. So I'm gonna pop in and out for the next couple of days to really kind of be intentional with everything, and then we will go from there, and I will kind of maybe do a 1 week check-in. So today is August 10th, so I guess the final day for this will be September 10th. But yeah, let's start day one. I can't do numbers, say 1 of intermittent fasting. Good morning on day 2 of intermittent fasting, guys. I haven't broken my fast yet, but I did kind of want to update you. So it is 10 a.m. And I feel like I'm definitely gonna have to give myself a little bit of grace throughout this process. I broke my fast at like 11 yesterday, and then I ate again about 3:30, and obviously that is a really long time to fast between, like, you know, going from yesterday to today. So I kind of tried to go as long as I could, but my goal really is kind of to prioritize this in a way that, number one, first and foremost, I'm listening to my body. So if I get to that point where I'm just like, I need to eat, then I need to eat. That is kind of my like main point. So first and foremost, I'm listening to my body and what it's trying to tell me. It's really something I've been working on, just and kind of taking everything one meal at a time. But last night I really noticed that because I was trying to hold out and like not eat so soon, that one of the things I was kind of asking myself was, am I hungry because I'm seeing somebody eating, or I'm seeing food on my Instagram, or I'm seeing, you know, something somewhere, or am I like actually hungry? Like, am I hungry, or do I just think that I'm hungry? So that was a different way of thinking about it. I definitely feel like this will be something that's a little more flexible for me, and I'm really just trying to give myself grace in the process, and kind of as I go about it day by day, just easing into the place that's like the best for my body and my time schedule. So I think that I'll probably end up shifting somewhere between an 11 and 7 and a 12 and 8. Mostly because if I eat towards the later part of it, I really don't want to eat too entirely close to when I would go to bed. Like, I want to give my body that time to break everything down so my sleep's better. So it's going to be a learning and growing process. I have a bit of a headache this morning. I definitely hit a point last night where, because I ate at 3, I actually ended up eating a banana and a slice of toast with peanut butter and honey at about 10 something last night, which, like I said, that was kind of my, like, I couldn't tell, like, I was starting to feel like I was really hungry. I knew that because I ate at like 3 something, it was going to take me some time. So I'm really, like, my number one thing is just giving myself grace as I'm adjusting to this, and it's not like an end all be all, it has to happen. So I'm kind of glad that I ate a little bit later, because I really wanted to kind of shift my fasting period. But I can definitely see my body is very much more adapted to eating every 6 hours kind of a thing. So, and that might be something I kind of flop between. I really just want it to be an opportunity to kind of listen to my body and like see, asking myself if I'm really hungry, kind of taking that time to get to know my eating habits and getting to know what I want, what I crave again, without all of these restrictive rules, whether or not I'm actually very restrictive, more so in just, I feel like I've spent so much time listening to what everybody else tells you should be doing and shouldn't be doing, and I haven't really sat down to just listen to what my body is saying. Alright guys, so it is day 3 of my intermittent fasting, and we're still not quite there. I'm still getting the hang of it. I definitely, like I said, I am practicing grace with myself and kind of learning what does and doesn't work for me. So I said yesterday that I think that I might, like, you know, not try to eat so late, but actually I don't know about that. I did look at my calories last night, not because I want to count my calories, but because I want to make sure that I'm not under eating. So obviously with a smaller window, you know, it's just such a full adjustment from how I've normally operated. So I went in and kind of plugged everything into my FitnessPal to kind of check, and I'm about where I should be calorie wise, but I think that that's probably still less than what I have been eating, and my body's kind of getting used to that. So my body's getting used to a couple of things in general right now, and that's making the process a bit different. So I have been having like almond milk and stuff in my coffee in the morning, and I think that might have to change. I'm kind of working on like one little tweak at a time, so it might take me a full like 2 weeks to really get to a place where like I am full on intermittent fasting like the way you should be, because in theory you shouldn't have anything during your fasting window that has calories in it. So it is 11, almost 11:40 right now, so I'm getting close to my break time for my fast because I wanted to push it to 12. And again, I'm gonna kind of play with it and see what works for me. Obviously one of the most common windows is to do 16-8, 16 hours of fasting, 8 hours of eating. But you know, I might play with it and do 10 hours today and see how my body responds to that and kind of go from there. So I'm gonna kind of tweak it to do whatever works for me and my body, because that's what I need to do. But it's day 3. I've had like slight headaches and I'm feeling a little bit of brain fog. So like I said, I'm gonna have to play with it, and who knows, I might get to the end of this month and say, you know, intermittent fasting and we just don't work as well as I'd hoped it did. So again, trial and error and kind of getting past where my head is at with it versus like where my body's actually with it. So I said I would kind of check in for the first 3 days. I have checked in. It's day 3. I think I'll probably check back in again with you guys on Friday and kind of give you an update there, and we'll just kind of pace it from there and do weekly updates. So day 3, I'm still feeling a little worse for wear, not terrible, but I have a slight headache and I feel a little bit more brain fog. So I'm really just kind of, it's gonna take a little time to get there, and that's fine. Your journey is not everybody else's, and we'll see how it goes. So yeah, day 3, intermittent fasting. We're still here. Good morning, guys. My eyebrows look crazy. Sorry about that. It is officially one, I was gonna put 1 week into intermittent fasting, so I figured I would check in. It's been a couple of days. I definitely haven't been perfect at it. I've given myself some like a day where I was off with it, and I've switched my window pretty consistently. So I've been trying to kind of toy around with what I feel like will be my ideal feeding window, for lack of better phrasing. So right now I think that that's probably going to be like 10:30 in the morning till 6:30 at night, mostly because that just seems to be more consistent. So like right now it is 8:22 and I've already started to get a little bit hungry, but I'm drinking some water and that's kind of gonna go away. And I have decided that I want to kind of play with 16-8 for the next week, and then maybe see if 14-10 works better. So ideally I want to kind of play with what works best for my body, but I've noticed a couple of little things in the past few days, just that I'm more sensitive to certain stuff, because I think my digestion is really getting a chance to kind of play back up and be more neutral and know what's going on. So my skin has calmed down a lot, which is great, especially because I'm actually like, it's that time of the month for me, and that's normally when my skin's a little bit crazier. So considering that my skin is calmer right now, that's a big deal. And yeah, so it is a slow but steady process. I've been more sensitive to things. I can really see when things bloat me a lot quicker. I have that idea. And I've just been kind of gravitating more towards what my body has been craving. So it's been a bit trickier. I think the one thing I'm struggling with is figuring out when I want to work out in the process of everything. Mostly because I don't always like to work out fasted. So I have been considering trying new gyms. I did try one earlier this week and I didn't work out fasted. I'd actually worked out. But I've stopped drinking coffee during my fasting window, because I feel like for me that kind of ends up breaking my fast, and it chews up my insulin and it just messes with my energy levels. So that is not ideal for me. But I think I'm gonna like keep playing with it and kind of try different things for a couple of days and see. So for now, I'm gonna try to stick with 16:8 for the next week or so, and then maybe we'll go to 14:10 and see how I feel about that. Keeping it from that 10:30 to 6:30 window, and I think that's not going to be the issue. It's just figuring out when to fit my workouts in right now is the challenge, mostly because a lot of times I like to get them out of the way in the morning so that if there's something that comes up in the middle of the day, that I can go do that and not feel like, oh crap, I'm not gonna work out. So it's just a trial and error process for me, and I'm also looking for a new gym. So far so good. I've been enjoying it. It's been really nice to just give my digestion that kind of break. I think the first couple of days I felt really more so limited. It's taken me an adjustment, and I think that that's why some days it's easier to just be like, okay, well, you know, we'll have a longer window today. And then I just make sure that I give myself a good chunk of time on the back end of it, so that it never feels like I'm so like I can only eat here, I can only eat there. So my first and foremost goal is to listen to my body. Secondly, to give my digestion a break, and then, you know, from there just kind of see how everything responds. So far so good. One weekend, I was talking to a friend about it last night, and I've done lots of research, and I'm still doing lots of research. It's been very interesting. So anything that I found like super helpful, or I feel like I've learned a lot from, I'll link down below. There's a couple of videos that are very like heavily science backed. But yeah, it is Friday morning, even though I have the Thursday burn day shirt on. So I'm gonna do some editing today and hopefully get like the first chunk of this edited, and then Sunday's video and things like that situated. But yeah, we're just playing the mind over matter game right now, so slowly but surely. Yeah, I took measurements the other day. I didn't want to really weigh myself because I'm not super into the number, but I do like to be able to see the progress otherwise. So I kind of want to see that, especially because as I'm getting back into the gym more so for workouts, I want to see what's working, what's not. So I took measurements, and I looked at them this morning again and checked some things, and there was definitely a small difference, but I'll do kind of a comparison at the end of the month for all of this. So yeah, week 1 is done. I'm actually kind of tired today. I don't know why, and my eyebrows look like they're a different color than everything else. We're having a party. So yeah, wherever you guys are at, I hope you're all having a wonderful day, and I will check back on with you guys in a week. Good morning, happy Friday, guys. I have not been awake for very long, and I just fixed my hair. It's a little crazy, but I wanted to update you on all things intermittent fasting. I'm also makeupless because I am on my way to a facial, so we're looking a little crazy this morning, but thank you for being here with me. So yeah, I wanted to update you guys. It's been 2 full weeks as of today, so that is great. It's crazy. The first week was kind of a struggle. The second week has been a lot better, and I think that's because I've been a bit more flexible with things, and I just kind of, on days where I'm like, you know, it doesn't really fit my schedule, or certain things have happened, I've just kind of been in the flow with it, and then the next day really kind of gotten back with it. But I noticed that I feel different. Like, I noticed that my skin is doing better. There are little things that it's kind of teaching me, so it's something I want to do. And yeah, I'm enjoying it. I need to be more mindful of when I'm measuring myself, because I feel like I was measuring too often. So I think I'm gonna wait until the very end again to kind of measure myself, because otherwise it's just gonna, it's as bad as like weighing yourself. And sorry, I'm messing with my hair because it looks a little nuts. And yeah, so I actually filmed a what I eat in a day yesterday. That is pretty much my day of intermittent fasting. The only thing I didn't include on the back end of that is I ended up having a cup of peppermint tea. Nothing crazy, pretty simple. But yeah, so far I'm feeling a lot better than I think I was last week when I checked in with you guys. It was really, I think it was more of a mental struggle than anything. And I think once I kind of got past that hurdle, it was different. Mostly because now I just see how well my body's responding to having those fasting windows, particularly my digestion and just kind of clearing up some of my skin stuff. So I'll see how, like, what my esthetician says this morning when I go and see her, if she's like noticing anything there. But yeah, I'm very excited about it. I'm enjoying it a bit more. I'm still really kind of toying with where I fit my workouts in with that, mostly because I don't mind working out fasted. I think I've kind of gotten to that point. But I don't want to work out and then not be able to eat for several hours, because I can already tell, even if I work out during my like feeding window, that I still feel like I need something afterwards. So I'm still toying with that, and that's a work in progress. But 2 weeks in, I'm feeling pretty good. I'm really enjoying it. I'm seeing slight changes in general in my body, but I might look at tracking calories a couple of days this week, tracking macros, just to make sure that I'm hitting the things that my body needs, because I don't want to put myself into like a starvation mode and not eat enough, and that happens. So yeah, but I definitely feel like the things that I was the most like wanting to gain out of this and kind of giving my digestion that break, my skin is definitely, it looks worse than it is. I think it's because it's very like scarred still, but there's only like one breakout really right now, which is a big change for me. So hopefully between this and then whatever the results are for my hormone test, we will have some answers. But yeah, I have definitely toyed with it. Some days I'll do 14 hours, some days I'll do 16 hours. Every now and again I'll just have a day where I don't end up fasting, and then I kind of, you know, give myself at minimum at least 12 hours at night between when I eat in the morning. So my goal is to just be kind to my digestion, listen to my body, and to kind of stick within the windows, and I just kind of play it by ear every day. So we're getting there. I think you just kind of have to make it work for you. I definitely have moved my feeding window. It's like 10:30 to 6:30. That is just what seems to really work for me, and I'm okay with that. It took me a while to kind of get to that place where I was like, yes, this works, but for the most part it works. I think if I knew I was going out and kind of hanging out with friends during the day, I might expand it and have, you know, 10-hour day of eating instead. But for the most part, like I said, I'm playing it by ear. But that window has really worked for me. And I've seen a lot of people who, you know, they do later in the day, but I'm not necessarily as much of a night owl. I like to get up earlier and get things done, mostly because people in my house are always up, and so it's more beneficial. It makes more sense for me to get up then. But yeah, that just seems to work. And I'm trying to really concentrate on my water and my like fasting windows. So this video is probably going to be a lot longer than I wanted it to be. Apologies guys, but I will say that's made a huge difference for me, is really concentrating on that, and almost having that like a little bit set off in the morning makes me focus on drinking water, which has probably been another thing that's even better. So I'm tending to stick with just water right now, with the occasional like mint tea in my fasting window. Yeah, that is my update for you guys. I am traveling next week, so we'll see how this goes with that in mind. It might just be like everything else and it requires some planning, but we'll see. That's going to be a new like challenge for me. And yeah, if you haven't seen the what I eat in a day video that will go up prior to this one, go check that out. I will link it up here for you. All right, see you in next week's check-in. Hello guys, so I actually just realized that I almost forgot to do this week's check-in, so I'm gonna try to make it really quick because I've already started editing this video. Editing this video. It's gonna be long. So I think this is my week 3 check-in. I will say the last 2 days I haven't been like strict with my window. I've just kind of let myself kind of have the day off, and I can feel the difference. Mostly in just how I feel like I'm digesting things and how I feel about stuff, but I've definitely felt like I've had more energy, and I'm still really loving it. So I definitely think it's one of those things kind of like lifestyle-y. I was supposed to be traveling this weekend, ended up not traveling, so that kind of changed it. So next week's check-in I will be traveling during that time, and I'll let you guys know how that goes. But for the most part, I'm still really loving it. I haven't worked out fasted yet, so I don't know what that looks like. I'm definitely still adapting it to my lifestyle, but overall I'm enjoying intermittent fasting. So that is my super quick week 3 check-in. We're still loving it. There's still more content to come. I definitely find that I feel better on the days that I do it. Just digestion wise in general, I feel like giving my digestion that like extended amount of time to like process has been really great for me. But I will let you know how I'm feeling again next week, and then we will be soon close to our full month of intermittent fasting. So yeah, I love you guys, and I will see you in the next clip, which will be like a week from now. So see you in a bit. Hello. So it has been a whole month now. We are at that point where I can do, I'd say, my final check-in ish, but I actually forgot to kind of measure or do anything. So I will measure tomorrow morning, and I will put up here like the total difference, I guess, in inches of what I've noticed from the beginning and now as far as intermittent fasting goes. So I will say I'm planning on pairing this video with a blog post on everything I've learned. So this was just, I really wanted to be able to like document it, because I think it's different when I reflect on a whole month rather than like reflecting week by week with you guys. And so now you're really kind of, you've gotten to see it, you know, from really kind of struggling in the beginning and having the headaches and just feeling limited in a way that I didn't realize, and kind of having to get past that mental bump. But yeah, I have actually, we were out of town last week, so I was gone from Thursday until yesterday, and I'm trying to get back into the swing of like the fasting window today, because I didn't really do it very well over the last couple of days. It was just a little too much with the schedule that we were keeping, and I was going to try to maintain that, and I didn't. I kind of just went with the flow, and it made it a lot easier, and so I guess I kind of took a few days off, which is fine. But it honestly was one of those things where I took it off and I could see the difference in my body, and so that's just like a note for me. And you know, I learned from that. I could tell a huge difference in just how much more sluggish my digestion was by not giving myself that like longer window to digest everything properly, and probably just eating a lot more throughout the day than I normally would with a smaller feeding window, because I just snacked and ate random bits when I probably normally wouldn't. So it was definitely an interesting change. I mean, I guess it's good that it almost happened then, because then I can tell you guys about it. But it's been a full month, so I think at the beginning I kind of went with this of the matter of like, I really didn't think it was gonna be for me. I didn't think I was gonna like it. There was those first couple of days where I was like, yeah, I love this, like totally on board, you know, whatever. And then somewhere in that like second week stretch, I was like, I don't think I like this. Like, I shouldn't do this. This isn't for me. I don't want to do this. Why am I doing this? Like, I should just stop. And then I was kind of like, you know, I said I was gonna do this for a month. I'm vlogging it, and granted, with vlogs, the thing is, you guys never know. If I like decided to not do something, I edit my footage, I do all of it. Unless I tell you on social media or like tell you in person, I can make a video and talk about it and then just quit halfway through. So that's one of the bad things about it, is the accountability is not the same. So I did say that I was going to do it, and so I thought, you know, I'm going to try. Like, I'm going to do it. I said I was going to do it. It's only a month. You can do anything for a month. I will do it. And so I think once I kind of got past that shift and really the mental struggles with it, and then just realizing what works for me, I think it's like anything when you first like kind of tackle it for everybody else. You know, you want to take on the way everybody else is doing it and not necessarily always adapting and adjusting for you. So I am getting kind of back into the swing of it today, because I was off for the last couple of days. But I think it's safe to say that I'm definitely going to continue intermittent fasting. I really enjoyed it. I really like how I feel on it. I think that it's slowly helping me get where I want to get as far as my like skin goals and other things like that. And that's really why I'm like focused on it right now. So I did mail off my Everlywell test last week. So I should have more of like a update as far as hormones go for you guys soon. But yeah, I did want to wrap up this vlog and just kind of tell you guys, for like the very concise, like thought through of like what I learned from this month. That will be on the blog today, but I did kind of want to give you guys, the play-by-play of the last month as I was going through this. So as of now, my plans are to continue intermittent fasting, and I'll keep you guys updated on that. But it's been a journey so far, and I've learned a lot, and I've seen the changes that have happened within my body and the benefits of it, and things that, particularly like bloating, that I didn't think was affecting me as much as it has been. So it's been nice to kind of see a change in that within my body. So I'm excited to kind of keep it going. Hopefully I can, you know, be a little bit more, not have to have so many days like where I'm not doing it because of traveling, but we'll kind of figure that out as we go. But yeah, that is what I wanted to kind of update you guys on. If you are still watching, thank you for watching this video. If you aren't already subscribed, make sure you click that button, and if you like this video, make sure you give it a thumbs up because it shows my channel lots of love and support. Don't forget to head over to the blog to see the full, like, everything that you need to know. There's also a post on the blog right now about just everything you need to know, like intermittent fasting wise, the benefits, everything like that I read. And I will be sure to link videos in there, and then down below anything that I watched or found super helpful when I was like researching this all at the very beginning, so that you guys can check those out. I'm still reading things, still learning things, but that is where we're at now. So yeah, I love you guys. Thank you so much for hanging out with me, and I will see you all in my next video, which will probably be on Wednesday for a weekly vlog. Bye guys.